After several days of many hours of questioning last week with Donald Trump's personal lawyer, Todd Blanche, who of course also serves as the Deputy Attorney General of the United States, it seems pretty obvious to most everyone at this point that Donald Trump is likely going to pardon Ghislaine Maxwell, who of course was convicted on multiple counts of child sex trafficking, but Donald Trump wants to save himself, and so if that means a pardon for a woman who is reviled the world over, he'll probably do it, because there is nothing too costly, political or financially, for Donald Trump in order to save himself. So here's what we know happened. When Ghislaine had these conversations with Todd Blanche, she turned over at least 100 names, and eagle-eyed reporters and camera operators saw that once she left the federal courthouse in Tallahassee, where this questioning took place, she arrived back at jail carrying a box that she did not have with her when she went to the courthouse. So apparently she got a little goodie box while she was there talking to the DOJ. So that's fun, right? I mean, who knows what's in the box? But something was, and she didn't have it when she left, but she had it when she came back. So there's a little bit of mystery around this. But what I will tell you is that there is probably no mystery whatsoever about the 100 names that Maxwell turned over. Because I'm willing to bet, as most of the internet did over the weekend, most of those 100 names are probably Democrats. And hey, listen, I'm a Democrat. I have no problem with Democrats going down. I don't care who it is. You know, we're not the ones, by the way, who wear merchandise of our favorite politicians every day. We don't have flags of them on the back of our vehicles. We haven't blacked out the back window of our pickup trucks with photos of them saying, "Fight, fight, fight." We're not in a cult. If a Democrat does something wrong, we want them out. We want them outed. We want them exposed. We want them gone. So I'm fine with her turning over a name of 100 Democrats. What I'm not fine with is her protecting Donald Trump and all of the other Republicans or Republican-leaning businessmen that are also on that list. But we're probably not going to get it. Because what is likely going to happen now is Ghislaine is going to go give Donald Trump a bunch of names of Democrats. Bill Clinton's probably on there. That's not going to be a shock to anybody. And also, nobody's going to care if they decide to prosecute him. I'm not going to lose any sleep over that. I hope they do. But Trump's going to then come out and say, look, we told you it was all Democrats. All these evil, gross little kitty diddlers are all Democrats. And I am squeaky clean. She never mentioned my name once. And Ghislaine, of course, was the victim here, Trump will tell us. And he'll give her a pardon. In fact, he suggested as much the other day when he said, he was asked about giving her a pardon, and he said, it's something I haven't thought about. I'm allowed to do it, but it's something I have not thought about. Now, why would you add that you're allowed to do it? Everybody knows you're allowed to do it. You don't need to say that. That's almost like a pre-justification of something you are planning to do to go ahead and prep people that, hey, you're allowed to do it, right? So again, at this point, it seems fairly obvious that Donald Trump will eventually be giving her this pardon in order to save himself. Here's why that drives me crazy. Not because Trump is saving himself, right? This scandal is not, even if she came out and said Donald Trump was on that island every day, and here's all the women he, took advantage of. Even if she did that, this guy's not going to jail, okay? So I don't want anybody to think that I think that Trump is going to go down for this, right? Nothing's going to happen to him except some lousy poll numbers and some MAGA people turning against him, which is fine. He can't run for re-election again, so none of that matters in the grand scheme of things, folks. What does matter is the victims. They deserve justice. Some of them were taken advantage of for years by the wealthy and most powerful men in this country. They deserve justice by having these people exposed. Even if they don't go to jail, shunned from polite society is still a good, parting gift. It's still a form of justice, not the one they needed, but if it's the only one they can get, then so be it. The victims deserve that justice. But more importantly, the people who perpetrated the crimes, people like Ghislaine Maxwell, deserve to sit for their entire sentence. They destroyed lives for decades, her and Epstein together. They do not deserve a pardon for any reason. These lives will never be the same. The trauma those women carry with them will never go away. And pardoning Ghislaine just kind of twists that knife deeper into these victims. That is what matters, and that is why Maxwell cannot be pardoned. But it's Donald Trump we're dealing with, right? Most unpredictable guy to ever serve as president of the United States. Even he doesn't know what he's doing when he's doing it. So, this thing gets worse. Donald Trump now has the most important chess piece of all, Ghislaine Maxwell, so he will be free to spin this scandal away from him and onto anyone else that he feels like at this point. With the ever-changing world of politics, I have to be sharp, focused, and of course, on top of my game, not just to keep up with the news, but to also keep up with everyone else in this very crowded industry. And sometimes maintaining my focus can be difficult when things get a little overwhelming, and that's why I've partnered with Brain FM. Brain FM has task-specific focus modes like deep work, creative, and motivation to meet your exact needs. There's also ADHD mode specifically made for ADHD brains. Brain FM is the only music company supported by a National Science Foundation grant award to improve people's focus. Brain FM recently published a study in the Nature journal Communications Biology showing that their patented music technology increases activity in attentional networks, doubles neural synchrony at brainwave frequencies associated with focus, and improves attentional task performance in people with ADHD symptomatology. Brain FM's mission is to help people around the world with a simple and accessible tool that supports focus, especially for those who need it the most. Unlock your brain's full potential free for 30 days by going to brain.fm/Farron. That's brain.fm/Farron for 30 days free.